Hey there demons, it's me, your boy.
And this video, I'm going to be showing you why I got into NZDUSD rather than EURUSD and GBPUSD. Sit back and enjoy the ride. Going through a trading Thursday today, and this is what I'm seeing across the board. So NZD showing a little bit of weakness, but I'm also looking and I have alerts set for shorts from this region.
Idiot!
Under the Asia low. Anywho, Aussie dollar, similar thing. Then I would love the shorts from down here.
Idiot!
I don't like these equal lows. I don't want to short from, I don't want to long from anywhere in this region because equal lows tend to get swept. Euro is showing some weakness on the day. I will be interested in some longs from here if they present. These are all counter trend trades, by the way. Keep that in mind when you're watching this video. Ooh, I'm gonna have this as I'm gonna mark this out because you don't want to make equal lows without even knowing, right? GBP behaving pretty weak on the day. I was expecting a little bit of bounce back from here, but that's why we wait for confirmation on whatever time frames that we use. So this is sweeping this area under 134 big figure. So I will also be looking at longs assuming structure forms. We haven't had a false move up, so I'll have to have about 2 legs here. And we do have unemployment claims coming in soon. JPY basket. I was filming a video on CPI Tuesday that we ran a bunch of liquidity on the side, on this side here, and on the ForexFundys chart, the Japanese yen was showing some strength, but structure wasn't showing. So I drew this out before this move actually happened. So I'm looking for longs on the yen around this region, which would coincide with shorts from all the pairs pretty much, assuming they get there. And I have to see my confirmation, but let's see what unemployment claims did. Let's check our financial juice. People claiming unemployment. Let's see how the US dollar has changed since last week as well. So last week we were sitting at about minus 16, but this week's events, okay, so we had PPI, we had CPI, we had retail sales coming in really strong, home sales stuff coming in strong. So a lot of this stuff has reversed and the US dollar is sitting at a 1 right now. The euro is still experiencing some weakness, the pound a little bit of weakness, which is why you see on the charts overall the US dollar is pushing back a little bit. Price is going down further, which shows me that unemployment claims is a lot less. So this is going to show up as another positive on our chart here. How will that flip things? Okay, so actually it won't flip it at all because unemployment claims last time was a little bit better than expected. So this one's going to remain a 1. This is purely going to be a counter trend long if we look at this. Let's also check out the CAD pairs because, like I said, US dollar showing a little bit of strength, more strength now on the charts and on the fundamental side of things. And what I always said is if you're looking at longs against the US dollar, but they don't happen, they might happen on the Canadian dollar, which is a little bit weaker on the fundamental side of things. So it takes a certain amount of patience or skill to start learning trading a lot of pairs at a time. But it's all about knowing where you're going to be taking your trades and just setting alerts. So I'm going to keep an alert at the low here, but I'll keep an eye on it every now and then because who knows, structure might switch to the upside. And NZD CAD, I had it longing from here yesterday. However, the long happened only on the M1. I wanted this area reswept because I felt like this was a false move. You would have won a pretty nice trade if you only traded on the M1. And taking a look at the DXY, she's rallying a bit. Probably could head into a region like here, but that's for the future. That's not going to happen today. I'm going to do what I would normally do. Aussie looks a little bit strong on the day compared to everything else. So Aussie, New Zealand second. It hasn't swept its low yet. The euro is third, and the Great Britain pound is showing a lot of weakness on the day, but it's approaching regions where I could see a little bit of a bounce back from, and that's what I'm looking for. And once again, I expect a little bit of volume to kick in around 9:30, 10:30, etc. NZDUSD has just swept that low that I talked about earlier, so as Tupac would say, all eyes on me.
All eyes on me.
Something to keep mind of, and like I said, I always allow myself to trade with just one negative thing on days that are not Mondays. If we sweep this low and we see our breaks of structure, this area right here did not make a new high, which means that this could be a weak low. That's the only negative, assuming that we get their breaks of structure. So if the trade does not work out, that's why. So on the M3, I'll probably like to see something along these lines. The last structure point after this sweep, this high, making this low. So I would like break of this, and then a lot of people get in off of this initial break. Maybe it tricks them out, then takes them out, and then we just do it again. That's if this low on the left hand side that I said could be a weak low, that's assuming that holds. And I'll be looking at the same on the euro and as well on the pound. So again, if you're a big bank and you want to be buying the pound because you feel like US weakness is going to be coming in for whatever reason, well, there's a few catalysts for the US having weakness. That all has to do with the Fed stuff, the Powell stuff, or rate cuts, which goes hand in hand. On the geopolitical side of things, reasons why the US could gain some strength is the Venezuela stuff.
Huh? Oil? Who said something about oil, bitch? You cooking?
Potential Iran stuff. Wars always cause safe havens to go up a little bit, especially when the US is involved. Catalysts against US strength would just be the Powell stuff / the Fed stuff, which has to do with the interest rates. And then the ForexFundys chart has the US gaining some strength overall, which explains what we're seeing on the charts right now. If you'd like access to the ForexFundys chart, go on www.forexfundys.com and sign up. We do have a free option. The free option just shows like what a screenshot would look like for the CAD, for example, on the chart. But the full version, the premium version, has all the 8 currencies: USD, CAD, CHF, the Yen, Aussie, you name it, which is available to be looked at any time. And then you get all the full course videos. I've uploaded some of the videos onto YouTube and a lot of the shorts from all the courses that are on the ForexFundys website. But the full videos are all going to be on the website, including quizzes and stuff, and 24/7 access to the ForexFundys chart, so you don't have to always rely on these videos. I did just check out the ForexFundys chart and noticed that it was at +5, so I did see that we just had an Empire State Manufacturing news come in as well around the same time of unemployment claims, and that was better for the dollar. So this flipped from a -2 to a +2, which explains the score going up by 4. And you might be asking, if I'm seeing all the new US news come up that's a little bit positive for the dollar, why are you looking to long against it? Intraday moves. I'd like to see liquidity swept before looking for the counterparty moves, because realistically, if you're looking to buy the dollar and make money against these currencies, do you want to be selling from here to bring price here, or do you want to long here, bring price here or here, and then sell it? You have to think of it as you're a hedge fund manager, an institution manager, or whatever. You want to be selling from the highest area to make the most capital, which means bringing price up from these regions or below to bring it up, and then short it for your big move. And here in the euro, we have a 4-hour zone that has been left untouched. Let's see if this is going to be the catalyst for the long. We are going to be long from just below 116 big figure. Hopefully they all start moving around the same time. If not, again, we stay patient. We don't take any trades when they're not to plan. It looks like we're getting our first breaks of structure on the M3. Again, when you take a trade off of the first break of structure on a move that has been this far down, yes, you can catch a high risk reward trade, but it's not very likely to go in your favor, just the first move. But if you get additional legs to it, then yes, you're able to take that. But usually there's a fake out before the actual move happens, and I feel like this is a fake out right now. Okay, so all pairs seem to be having their first pushes up, which again, I did say I wanted to see this. Now I want the move down to sweep this, because we haven't had any traps yet, any false moves. Now, a case where I will look at getting involved is if 915 closes as a very strong M15 candle. That's the only way I'll get involved in a move without a trap, is if you get a strong M15 candle and M5 break of structure as well. We don't want to just rely on the M3. Let's see how this is looking. Okay, so that's a strong candle. These are pretty strong M1 candles as well. So let's take a look at how that closes, the 9:15 close. And this is why I order these things. Look at the strength between the Aussie, which, like I said, was the strongest on the day just by looking at the chart. It held its Asia low. New Zealand, it has quite the break over here, versus the Euro, which hasn't broke this area yet, and the Pound, which is just about to break this area. Okay, so the Euro did not break the area like I said I wanted. Neither did the Pound. My suspicion, again, false move. Can you take New Zealand? That is quite a break. Okay, this is looking a little bit interesting. I know it's not the false move, but the M15 candle, look at that close. That's a pretty strong one for me. So we'll see what happens. I just want to wait on the 920 close to confirm that that's a little fair value gap on the M5. And then I'm interested. I'm just going to take a picture of this before the trade happens for journaling purposes. Okay, so once again, I usually target 1 to 2's minimum. The highest area I can get in is 337. Ideally, we want around 327. That's what we. And on the New Zealand dollar, you get bad spreads when looking for longs. So I'm gonna need price to actually hit around here, even if I'm getting in off of 337. I'm just gonna flip it to the M1 just to get a feel for what the candles inside are looking like, because this could fool you if you're looking at the M5 that alright, it's coming down very hard. But on the M1, look at these up candles versus this little down candle. Right, we have entered. Our entry's around here. Now we wait. Look at the aggression of this. The aggression and the M15 close wasn't enough for me to take it without the trap. And another thing, the ForexFundys chart as well. Remember, NZD is the strongest on the fundamental side of things, so it helped me with the decision making right there. So NZD showing at about 10. Once again, this is older news, but we'll see. The little rejection on the M5 that we might get for this close might be a decent one. So, and because we also have the daily open right here, everything just added up for me taking this long. Okay, we're not looking good here. The trap. This might be the trap. If Divergence was to show its card, it would sweep out Euro. It'd sweep out the Pound. Aussie and New Zealand should stay strong. Actually, let's take a look at the M1. Oh, no, that's not great. But it could just be 930 volume. Okay, we close with a little bit of a wick in our favor. Hopefully that holds, and if it doesn't, then this is dead.
Somebody better be dying. I'm dying.
But I cannot touch this until 11:30. I'm not worried, not too worried. You just have to let the 930 volatility kick in. If we're looking at this from the M1, worst case scenario is that this holds and then just takes us down. Best case is something along these lines. We pop above and then we start making structure to the upside. So far the worst case looks like it's happening right now, but you have to be patient. Yeah, so that's the worst case scenario. Let's take a look at the other pairs to see if Divergence is going to be what saves us. So GBP is about to sweep. Yep, it swept its low. Euro has. Hopefully Divergence saves us here. Not looking too pretty here. Unless we get a solid M1 close here, which would coincide with a good M5 or M15 close. So these are kind of promising signs. The most promising would be as if we actually get a break above 1 minute and 30 seconds. If it just wicks out, that's a horrible sign. But this was the last fair value gap. If you were like a low scalper, then you could have absolutely probably caught something along these lines, but we're not at that level in my mind. But that's decent aggression to the upside here. Like I said, Divergence, pick the right pair.
I eat pears now and shit.
Because who had a better breakup structure? This, or this, or this? If you guys want to have my PDF. I made a PDF on divergences, 2 types of divergences. Just write a comment down below and I'll send it to your email, whatever is attached to your YouTube. Absolutely free. The reason why I have a little bit of trust still in this is because look at the liquidity. Look at the liquidity here that's being formed for the taking on the upside. Assuming this works out, it would be because we have created an inverted fair value gap here, but so far so good. If you were someone who scales into positions, then this could have been a really good area. And so far, NZD is actually looking like the strongest on the day, so hopefully we picked the right one. Now, I'm not perfect.
I'm not perfect, but I keep trying.
If this ends up working out, maybe in hindsight, I should have waited for the reaction, but I just didn't want to get missed. The perfect reaction would have been to probably wait on this right here, 952, wherever that was. You know, one of these closes. When it closed in here, that would probably been the most optimal entry. But sometimes you might get missed on trades like that. So assuming this closes as is, we then created another fair value gap on the M3 and on the M5 as well. We're going. Imagine if this goes to take profit, but if you enter it around here, the RR would be insane. For context, this is just to show that we're actually in the trade. But this is the only time I'll ever show that, because like I don't want to build a false narrative for like anyone who's new into trading, like, oh, this is gonna make you X amount. I think in percent, so this is the only time, just for promotional purposes, that you're gonna see the actual amount on the screen, and I'll just show you at the end of the video. But after this, we're only gonna talk in percent. So right now we're up 0.7%. And again, divergence. Look at this, look at the euro, look at the pound, look at NU. Thank you, ForexFundys chart. So I do have break-even rules, but I can't go break-even yet. Either I go break-even at 11:30 Eastern time, or we should get something around these lines. Price just chills, makes a new high. Once this happens, I can go break-even. You would see how aggressive this break was, and this break was. Ooh, NZD, AUD is doing very good too. Probably even stronger right now. Yeah, so AUD actually held. It's nice picking the second strongest on the day, I guess. Okay, so we're getting the retracement down that I talked about, and hopefully if it breaks on the upside, that's when I can start going break even. Forgot, one of my buddies taught me this one method that almost always works. It's called the magnet theory. If we want this trade to be a winner, we're going to toss a magnet here for price to come into, but because we don't want to go to stop loss or anything, we're going to toss a magnet, a repelling magnet right here. And if this trade wins, I want you to see everyone who trades from now on to use their magnets. Now, you always have to be cautious or mindful on areas that must break. So this M15 fair value gap has held all of our price actions so far. I'm not going break even because, again, I have my own rules on the break evens. However, if we do end up breaking up above, like I said, on the M5, another area to be cautious of and mindful is right here. This is the next zone that must break, assuming we make it up there. Come on, Season 3, Joyce.
A magnet? Magnets? Do you know magnets? Magnet?
Magnet.
I can't touch this until price structure forms in my favor, or 11:30. At 11:30, if I'm in drawdown, I'm just going to hard close it. I've moved the magnet down to the area that I talked about, the M5 fair value gap that I mentioned earlier. That could be the saving catalyst. Let's see the lower time frame, what those look like. Yeah, no, we are still good in this trade. Once again, look at the momentum up versus the momentum down. So look at these versus these candles. So I still have faith in this. Or even on the M1 here. Look at the momentum up, up, up. It's like the movie versus the down. It just trickled, trickle. So I suspect between 10:30 and 10:50 for this to absolutely rip to the upside. 10:50 to 10:55, golden time. My thoughts on this as well are because I usually enter trades between 10:30 and 10:50, the golden times, that price has to retrace to this area to give other traders the opportunity to enter. Price is hopefully defended in this area. Once again, daily open, the last fair value gap on the M5. And again, if I didn't enter earlier, this is where I would enter now. Okay, so just like before, worst case scenario, this one. This candle is the first bad candle that I've seen in a while. If price comes up and then down, then this might not look good, but we're still being defended by this candle here, this one down here. Best case, we react off of this candle, like I said, and we launch, absolutely rip all this liquidity that's been forming. So trading is just a tug of war between buyers and sellers, and I'm on the buying side of things, so I'm hoping that we rip on the upside. And imagine I went break even early. Let's see if this launches, but I broke my rules and I broke even just because I was up. Still got faith. Still got an hour before I can touch this. Unless we break this on the M5 or M3 or whatever, I'm not going to break even. Buyers, we're going in for another attack against the sellers right here. See if we prevail. If we lose, decent sign there. Another confidence I had, okay, so like I said, if I didn't get in where I did here, but I'd get in now, is one of my buddies, Andre, if you're watching this, shout out Andre. He had this one entry model thing that said he could get into trades as long as it's about a stop loss away. And this looks very close to the stop loss. And look, imagine you got in and waited for this M5 reaction right here, like I said, which is where buyers this could have been the last place where the buyer stepped in. Absolutely beautiful price action if this ends up being a winner. If it doesn't, it is what it is. But usually what I do after my 11:30 break even, say price lingers around here, I'm just going to close it. Like usually my trades take up to 2 hours to take profit, but if it starts messing up around here, I'm just going to take my profits and move on. Tomorrow's a new day. 10:50 to 10:55 golden times. We made an M3 fair value gap on our side here. I would love if this one holds right here. The Backstreet Boys, bye bye bye. 10:50 to 10:55 golden time. So right now it's double-sided respect. So the M3 is respecting here for our bullish case. However, on the M5 on the bearish case here, this one is also respecting. So this is where we're getting another little battle here. We're filled with battles in Forex. You saw the M1 battle. This one beat this one. M15 has held every single one so far, and that's why at 11:30 I'm going to close out the trade if I'm in drawdown, like any little bit of drawdown, or we're just going to go break even if we're still in profit and we'll let it do its thing. Alright, 10:50 to 10:55 is going to kick in soon. Let's see if we're on the right side of the market today or on the wrong side. Usually this is a time that I experience a lot of volatility for whatever reason. Yeah, hopefully a US dollar sell-off happens, which coincides with the euro showing bullish price action now, which I expect some people could probably get in taking a long like this. I'm just going to leave that on there for those purposes. I'm going to put an alert right here because in the event that Aussie takes this high or even that high up there, but NZD is still stuck where it is, this could come down, which could bring NZD down as well. 10:50 to 10:55 golden times.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And there's the break-even lesson. If I did break even, remember, I would have watched this tap and then take off. And again, I have my break-even rules for a reason. The 11:30 rule. Going break-even at 11:30 lets the trade room to breathe and retrace again, with the stop loss theory that my buddy Andre has, I knew that price could still retrace, and I still had a nice fair value gap here that it could retrace to right at the daily open. If you're someone who likes scaling in, you could have scaled in. So we've closed above, like I said, so we're break even on all accounts. I'm just gonna make the magnet a little bit bigger here, so hopefully it gives price like a little bit more motivation to continue up to the take profit. So we've just hit our alert on Aussie dollar, which could be a catalyst for the downside of New Zealand dollar, unless Aussie is just on absolute steroids, which I hope. So the euro and the pound are getting destroyed. Like I said, New Zealand's fighting, Aussie's just ripping, but we're staying calm. We're still break even. We haven't hit our area here of where we could manage it, or we could close out depending on how it reacts. What is up, everyone? Unfortunately, my screen recording software actually stopped recording between 11 and 1 o'clock. I took a little lunch break and I set alerts on the high, and I actually rolled stop to about 0.75 R just to make sure I banked something, and price was just finicking around between the M15 hour and hourly fair value gap and the M5 structure that we formed. We're intraday traders here, so I don't want to be in for way too long. Just wait out just a tiny bit more. Maybe I'll move the stop loss up. We're gonna roll to right here just to bank a tiny bit more, 415. Okay, so the stop loss is rolled. I'm just gonna let price do its thing. It looks like a little bit of volume came in after 1 o'clock. For context, again, this is what we're looking like for right now. We're up 1.3-ish%, and the new rolled stop is 0.95%. Okay, so we're just gonna update that in our journal here that it's 0.95%. Just gonna get the magnet in frame here. The magnet has been really clutch. Remember, the magnet caused the reversal here. It wasn't price action, it was the magnet. Made a nice fair value gap on the M3 again. I'm just gonna roll stop to 423 now, because remember, now we have formed this fair value gap, and assuming that we break this and we close above it, it's a free ride to take profit. But again, if we break this, I'm literally just gonna hard roll the stop there. Actually, these are a bunch of equal lows right here. This is not really what I'd like to see. So I think I'm gonna just bite the bullet and, okay, so closing time. We've closed out here. Okay, so we've closed out here. Call 1300 or 1.3 R. I feel like it's greedy to just wait on here. I've been in trade longer than I should. Usually these intraday moves happen within 2 hours. I've been in this move since 9:25, so we've exceeded that. Price is kind of just stalling a little bit. I know other pairs could probably keep going up, but at the end of the day, I woke up expecting zero, because you don't have to expect anything coming from the market. I woke up expecting zero. Around here, I almost died, as you guys remember. Why am I going out of my way to expect 0.65 more R? We're gonna close this. We close at 1.3-ish, 1.35. Remember spread, yeah, about 1.35%. We're gonna journal this as a small winner right here, 1.35%. And we're gonna turn this into green. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of that trade breakdown on NZDUSD. And once again, if you want me to send over the Divergences PDF that I talked about earlier, just write it down in the comments. And if you want access to the ForexFundys chart, go over to ForexFundys.com. Link is in the description below. And I recommend, like I said in the opening video, I just recommend that you start with the monthly. Don't spend $300 on a course that might not fit you. I'd rather you spend $30 and see, wow, this actually did help my trading within the month that I tried it. Or, wow, this does work on the high time frames. I'd rather you wait for that than investing $300 right away in something that you might not even use. Been your boy, peace.